Lights on. It's time again. "20 years. We create dream cars, generation after generation. We push ourselves beyond all limits. We take victories and write history.
What a great championship.
Together, we go even further. Are you ready? Bring it home. It's dreams that have fueled us across 2 decades. It's dreams that have inspired us, empowered us, and driven us to the next level. This is Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, driven by dreams. 2023 starts now.
欢迎大家来到亚洲保时捷卡雷拉杯2023年赛季第8回合的直播现场，我是本次赛季的主持人 Sammy。今天我们在泰国武里南国际赛道见证赛程过半，这也意味着车手们之间的竞争将更加激烈，以便在最后关卡争取更多的积分。Hello everyone, this is your season host Sammy Hum, and we welcome back to Podium, Thailand at Chang International Circuit for round 8 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 season. We have now officially passed the season's halfway point, and this means the action is going to get more intense as we race towards the finale. Let's hear from our pit reporter Steve Dawson on what he has to say.
Sammy, perhaps even hotter than it was yesterday, although you might be able to detect, well, by the way, Sammy's hair's blowing, it's a little bit breezy, so that's interesting. Look, it could be all about the start again today. Chris van der Drift got a super start yesterday, but by his own admission, that's been a challenge for him all season long. Florian Latour has also started poorly, and he did pretty poorly yesterday. Looking to take advantage of that is Lorkai Law. He's on fresh tyres today. He was on scrubs yesterday, and I think he should have the quickest race pace among the top 3. So should be a really cracking race.
Wow, thank you, Steve, for your input. I think today is going to be another interesting one. So with that, let's pass it to our commentators.
Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Steve. It's Peter Mackay here up in the Global Broadcast Centre. A very good morning to you. Hope you're ready for round 8 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. We had a superb day yesterday and raring to go for another race of 17 laps or 30 minutes, whichever comes first, as the drivers are making their way to the grid. As Steve alluded to, it all came down to the start yesterday, but it was a thrilling race starting from the in the afternoon. Let's take a look at the highlights of what happened in round 7 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. So it was Florian Latour who started on pole position, car number 11, but wheel spin off the line allowed Chris van der Drift to use that rear engine traction and catapult into the lead and take that lead into turn 1. Lokai Low also didn't miss his opportunity. The returning Reid Harker made the overtake at turn 1, but did so out with the track limits. He finished second on the road, but a 5-second penalty would drop him down the order. But a safety car came out early, much to Chris van der Drift's dismay, and even more so for Adrian De Silva in car number 61 after a clash with Jackie Wu. Throughout the race, Reid Harker drove beautifully in second position, keeping Florian Latour at bay and allowing Chris van der Drift to march away at the front of the field. Latour would make his way onto the podium eventually, but only after Harker inducted his 5-second penalty. But Lokai Low, ominously lurking in the background, waited for his opportunity, and with a couple of laps to go, pounced at turn 3 with a daring move on the brakes and a little bit of contact between these two close rivals in 2023 in Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. But it was the triple champion Chris van der Drift rolling back the years and taking the win after a thrilling motor race. Can he do the double today? Well, we're about to find out.
Thank you, commentators. Now joining me on the track today, we have the senior manager of One Mix Series, Miss Boya Chi. Hello, Boya.
Hello, good afternoon, Sammy.
So, Boya, how has the series been in this 20th anniversary year?
We love it, and I hope the fans are enjoying the season too. We have been visited some iconic racetracks in Asia Pacific, Sepang and Suzuka, and here we are in Buriram. I think after round 7 yesterday, the championship of 3 classes are opening up again. We saw Chris van der Drift and Zhou Huang took their first win yesterday. So look forward to today's racing.
That's certainly a very exciting season we have seen so far. Now that Porsche Carrera Cup Asia has officially reached its midpoint, what are your expectations for the second half of the season?
Of course, a lot more great racings. After the series weekend, we're gonna go back to Sepang for 2 rounds, and then Singapore Grand Prix, which we are very much looking forward to. Our last visit was 2019, and then we'll be back to Shanghai, we'll say the home of Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific as well, together with Sports Cup China for a grand finale.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today, Boya. So the race is about to start. We will pass it back to our commentators.
Thank you, Sammy. Singapore Grand Prix through the streets. That's going to be a real thriller for our drivers and also for us watching here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023. Well, weather, it's been pretty nice here in the Chang International Circuit in Buriram this weekend. We had pretty ideal conditions yesterday afternoon. This morning, it's a very warm morning, as Steve alluded to. Very, very humid as well. 32 degrees Celsius in the air and a 25% chance of rain. So ideal conditions, really, for our drivers. But what we want to look at is the track temperature provided to us by Michelin. And that track temperature, despite it only being just around 10:37 local time, is 45 degrees Celsius on the track. So that's going to make it pretty greasy, pretty slippy for our drivers. It is a little bit cooler than it was yesterday, but for those drivers who have got new tyres fitted, that's going to be really, really helpful in these tricky conditions. Florian Latour will start from pole position once again alongside Loh Kai Loh. Yesterday's winner, Chris van der Drift, will start from the second row alongside the returning Reid Harker. Martin Ragginger, always ever present. He'll be there in 5th, starting alongside Zhou Huang. Then it's Bao Jinlong and Yang Ro Yu, who both had issues yesterday on the final lap. Gao Yujie and Hong Shijie will start on row 5. Then on row 6, it's Wu Chai Xin and Eric Kwong, who had a cracking run through the field. Li Chao will start from 13th alongside Francis Chia. Then it's Christian Chia and Adrian De Silva. Then on row 9 we have Jackie Wu alongside Li Xuanyu in the Z-Speed Motorsport car, with Zhu Yao and John Shen on the 10th row of the grid. And starting 21st will be Eric Zhang, who had a spin in the race yesterday. So yesterday it was all about Chris van der Drift getting that perfect getaway off the line and leading down into turn 1. We're going to get our pit reporter Steve Dawson down on the grid to have a chat with our winning driver yesterday. Let's hear what Chris van der Drift has to say.
Car number 8, yesterday's winner, Chris van der Drift, is in P3. Chris, are we going to get another superb start as we got yesterday?
That's the plan here. I've got 2 cars here to pass, so I'm going to try and do my best off the line and see what I can do there.
Was clean air the secret to your pace yesterday, do you think? Because if you don't get that start, you won't get that clean air, I guess.
Yeah, obviously it is a lot easier to drive by yourself. Yeah, it's just I mean, we just got to get past these cars and hopefully carry a gap, and they all fight amongst each other. Then we can carry on like yesterday.
Another hot one. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Chris van der Drift always smiling all the time, and yeah, he had the biggest smile in Thailand yesterday after that victory out on the podium. Well, in the Pro-Am class, it came down to the very last corner there with Bao Xinlong losing out to Zhou Bi Huang at the last moment. But we're going to speak to our other podium finisher, car number 21, Francis Chia, who got up there and sprayed the champagne yesterday. He'll be hoping to make his way forward today. Let's hear from him. So we're going to get a chance to chat with Francis Chia in just a moment. Steve Dawson hot-fooding his way in the heat here at Chang International Circuit. It's a busy grid down there as well. You've got to elbow your way past all of the fans. And Steve, I can see him moving away into the door of Francis Chia. So Steve, down to you.
Always good to talk to Francis Chia, car number 21 in P14 today. We tasted some champagne yesterday, Francis. Are we going to do that again, do you think, today?
Well, I'm starting one position later. Yesterday I had a terrible start, but a good first lap. So I think if today I can do and a good start and a good first lap, we have a chance. I'm certainly ready for some champagne again.
You were talking about how difficult a challenge it was physically yesterday, perhaps even hotter today. Have you taken any precautions, any adjustments to cool yourself down?
Yeah, I was very hot yesterday, and it affects your concentration. So today I've installed a cool shirt. I don't know if you can see it, but it pumps some cold water through an upper vest, and it helps to keep the temperatures down a little bit. So I hope it helps.
Brilliant. Stay safe and good luck today.
All right, thanks very much.
Great to hear from Francis Chia there, and he looks incredibly relaxed considering what he's about to go and do, race in one of these incredible machines for 30 minutes. And Steve Dawson already made his way to our next driver, which we're going to have a chat with, is the number 88 car of Christian Chia for open road racing in the AM class coming in this weekend, 4th in class. Let's get down to Steve then with Christian Chia for a little bit of a chat.
Christian Chia is one place behind Francis Chia. First of all, Christian, just take us through what happened in your race yesterday. How was your race yesterday?
The race was good, was complicated. The track was very tricky, but the car felt great, and it's always great to be in Thailand and Buriram. So came in 4th place, and we'll try to improve on that.
So having had one race just 24 hours ago, less than that actually, what are your expectations for today?
Well, the weather is much cooler, and I've got a better track position, better grid, so I think it should be good.
Some debate about whether it's cooler or hotter, but you feel comfortable?
I feel totally fine, yeah. Got to be prepared for the heat.
Great stuff. Good luck today.
Thank you so much.
Brilliant stuff. Well, Christian Chia, he's ready to go. He's ready for this heat. Steve, I think we need to get you into the shade and a cool drink before the start of this race, because now the grid is fully clear and the drivers are just left alone in their car with the mechanic ready to shut the door and send them off into 30 minutes of racing. This is how the championship looks then after yesterday's action. Florian Latour maintained his lead at the top of the championship despite losing a few points to Loh Kai Loh and Chris van der Drift, but it's really closened up for the second position, with Loh Kai Loh only 7 points in hand over van der Drift. In the Pro-Am class, well, the number 718 of Bao Xinlong, despite losing the win on the very last corner, he still holds a good lead, 21 points from Eric Zhang, but Zhou Bi Huang is catching quickly. Yang Ro Yu, well, he did have a strong lead in the AM class, but a non-finish yesterday has closed that gap up massively, because Wu Zhaixin and Li Jianyu, they're getting very close indeed. Who will lead the championship from this event? We shall see. 4.5 kilometres here at Chang International Circuit. We've not been here for 7 years. Many of the drivers are new to this circuit, and really it's all about that run down to turn 3. Big braking zone for these cars and very bumpy on the entry. The suspension of these Porsche 992 GT3 Cups really handling those bumps well, but a great opportunity for overtaking. And just ask Lo Kai Lo, he got his move done on Florian Latour late in the race at that very corner. You've got to watch out for track limits as well. Yesterday our timing screen was peppered with warnings and penalties for breaches of track limits. This is an FIA Grade 1 circuit, so it has a lot of tarmac runoff, therefore track limits are easy to break, so you've got to keep that in mind. Reid Harker, he got that, well, unfortunately picked up a 5-second penalty for breaking track limits on lap 1, so he'll not want to repeat that again. So as the drivers make their way out onto the grid, oh, now we've got a slight issue here, a little bit of a delay for the number 5 of Wu Chai Sin, who thankfully has got the car going, so he should be able to catch the back of the train and get back into position before we go racing for 17 minutes and 30 laps. But the drivers, as they make their way onto their warm-up lap, weaving back and forth, trying to generate as much tyre temperature, as much pressure as well, to the correct pressure with those Michelin tyres, and also getting a little bit of heat into the steel brakes on these Porsche 992 GT3 Cups. Interestingly, the most Porsche 992 GT3 road cars, they can be optionally fitted with Porsche carbon fibre brakes. The race cars, they have steel, compared to the GT3R, the full GT3 spec car, which has carbon brakes. So that's something the drivers have to make allowances for, particularly in the braking zones. Now, the drivers are given a very specific allocation of tyres here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, and importantly, Lo Kai Lo, Florian Latour and Reid Harker, three of our front-running drivers, they have fresh Michelin tyres fitted for today's race. Yesterday's winner, Chris van der Drift, has old tyres on. So yesterday those three drivers who have got new tyres on, they had older ones on yesterday. So this is watch for Lo Kai Lo, Florian Latour and Reid Harker to have really good performance, and particularly as we reach the latter part of the race to have more performance in hand. Chris van der Drift will actually be hoping to see the Porsche 718 pace car come out, because that means that you're not wearing the tyres out as much, so that will play to his advantage if possible. The drivers just trying to generate as much temperature as possible by weaving. Also quite aggressive accelerating and braking can generate tyre temperature as well. The braking, with the heat that comes off the brake disc, that then heats the whole wheel rim and therefore the tyre as well, so watch out for that. Watch out for the number 77 of Eric Zhang, who's going to start at the back of the grid. He's not used to starting from there. He's got loads of speed. Watch him come through the field as the Porsche Cayenne medical car at the back of the field, just keeping a watchful brief for the opening lap on the field. So Florian Latour taking his spot on pole position. He's really struggled on starts this year. He's been really the benchmark driver on pace, won a lot of races and leads the championship, but he'll be hoping not to repeat yesterday's getaway, which cost him the victory ultimately. So the drivers go to take their spots, ready to engage the start procedure and try and get that perfect getaway. And Wu Chai Sin, his issues unfortunately are going to take him out of this race. The number 5 of Wu Chai Sin is into the pits, so can any kind of repair be done so that they can get back out on the race? Well, time waits for no man, motor racing waits for no man. The starters' orders are about to be given, and we're about to go racing here for round 8 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia in Chang International Circuit. So the lights begin to come up. Wait for them to go out. There they go. Let's go racing in Thailand, and it's another disaster getaway for Florian Latour. He's lost 3 spots already off the front, and look at Reid Harker. Reid Harker goes through into second position, and this time make sure to stay on the track limits. But at the front of the field, it's the number 99 of Lo Kai Lo. Chris van der Drift's got a great getaway. getaway as they rush down towards turn 3. Van der Drift's got the inside line on Reid Harker, but who's going to be later on the brakes? It's Van der Drift, the Kiwi versus Kiwi here. Van der Drift versus Reid Harker. Florian Latour trying to stick it up the inside there of Harker, trying to get third position back again, but once again it's a disaster start for Florian Latour, and Lokai Lo for Toro Racing leads here in Thailand as they head down towards turn 4, the fast left-hander, and then on the brakes for the very, very tight left-hander of turn number 5. So, looks like everyone got away clean there off the line. Brilliant driving from all of our field. It's really tricky there on the opening lap going into turn 3, trying to spot your braking point. The car's on a reasonably full fuel load, so you've got to be careful of that. So it's Lokai Lo from Chris Van der Drift. Florian Latour from the start, from pole position, he's dropped back to 3rd place. He does have new tyres on board though, remember. Chris Van der Drift does not. So watch for that. That's going to give Florian Latour a bit of an edge, but can he get past Van der Drift? We know how good Van der Drift is at defending, and well, we always see Chris Van der Drift smiling, but he looks in particularly good mood this weekend. But at the front of the field, Lokai Lo is checking out already. He's opened up a 1.1 second advantage already after the opening lap. Then it's Van der Drift, then Latour, then Reid Harker, then Martin Ragginger. Your leader in Pro-Am is Joe P. Huang, who's made the most of his grid position, with Bao Jinlong in hot pursuit. Down towards turn 3 they go then. This very, very tough braking zone. You're going from top gear all the way down to about 2nd gear for this corner, depending on the driver's preference. And many different apex points coming round there, trying to carry as much speed as possible. It's actually, for a hairpin, it's actually quite a fast hairpin because it's quite wide. So really, really interesting corner. Brilliant design from Hermit Tilke, the circuit's architect. So all the drivers rushing through to that fast turn 4 there. A really quick left-hander. So your leader in Am, oh, problems for the back. You've got to be careful not run over those track limits. Your leader in Am after lap 1 is the number 23, Eric Kwong. What a start from him in the Kiddie World racing car. He started at the back yesterday, got himself up onto the podium, and today he's wanting to go better and go for the win in that pink polka dot car. Chris Van der Drift in 2nd, already under pressure now from Florian Latour. Latour looking ominous in the mirrors of Van der Drift's Porsche 911. But at the front of the field, Lokai Lo looking really strong, and Florian Latour has a little look up the inside, but Van der Drift quickly covers going into the final corner as they go over the line to start lap 2. And wow, Lokai Lo a 1:37.245. That's a second quicker than Van der Drift behind him. The gap is up to 2.1 seconds. This is a masterful performance, a brilliant start to the race from Lokai Lo, and well, he'll be praying that the safety car doesn't come out there as they shuffle for position a little bit further back in the AM class, a highly, highly competitive class. But the even more competitive is for the Pro-Am class, because it's a battle between the Bao Jinlong and Joe B. Huang. But it's the 22 machine there going past. That's Yang Ro-U going past Christian Chia. So moving up the order, Yang Ro-U into 2nd in Am. His team were working till 1 o'clock this morning to try and get the car prepared. He had an issue in the final lap yesterday, and that was his teammate Bao Jinlong did also. So the team have had a really long night. They deserve a big result here as well, and the drivers are going to do their very best to try and do that. Car 718 Bao Jinlong has got the 55 of Gao Yujie behind him, and oh no, Christian Chia off the road. He's managed to get going again, but the 88 of Christian Chia has fallen to the back of the order. That's a pity. Chris Van der Drift going very defensive now. He knows that he's, the win is going to be difficult on these old tyres, so he's trying to cover off Latour as much as possible. And this, it really is a bit of a disaster for Latour, because at the front of the field, Lokai Lo is disappearing. He's now 2.9 seconds ahead. That's another 0.8 of a second gained for Lokai Lo, who's 2nd in the championship. Don't forget, he was leading earlier on, but a difficult round at Suzuka allowed Latour with 2 wins to move into a good lead. And again, Van der Drift covering the inside as sternly as he possibly can, with Reid Harker in the background in the red Sime Darby car, watching all this going on, thinking, how can I profit from this as they come through turn 3? And also, don't write off the number 86 of Martin Ragginger. He's been up on the podium this year in his Porsche holding machine. But it's Lokai Low who's marching away at the front of the field. And if we stay without a safety car, this lead that he's building up right now is going to be hugely helpful, because Latour really he's losing time all the time that he's behind Chris van der Drift. And van der Drift, it's not necessarily van der Drift's pace, it's the fact that he's having to drive very defensively to keep Latour at bay, and that is backing up the whole group. So we've actually got a 4-car group here battling for second position, led by Chris van der Drift, Latour in third, then there's Reid Harker and Martin Ragginger there as well. And van der Drift is, well, we know that these new Porsche 992 generation cup cars are built on the wide body, the turbo style body. Well, Chris van der Drift's trying to make his car as wide as possible, and Latour just cannot get by. Van der Drift placing his car exactly where Florian Latour wants to be, and Reid Harker's thinking, I can definitely make something out of this. The gap now up to 3.6 seconds at the front of the field. So again, Lokai Low opens up another 0.7 of a second on second place, Chris van der Drift. Down the straightaway they go, down towards turn 3. Can Latour create anything? Van der Drift each and every time covering the inside line. Latour trying to think, right, what can I do? Reid Harker's going to go around the outside though. He's going to try and make the high line work, going around the back, and Latour, he's getting frustrated now. A little bit of a tap there to the rear of Van der Drift's Team Shanghai Honda car. So Latour, he will be getting so frustrated, but he's gone the headlight flasher as well, trying to, well, express his displeasure and try to distract Van der Drift. But Van der Drift, a 3-time champion, he knows all those tricks. A little bit further back, it's the number 16, John Shen, deep into turn 3 and runs wide. Oh no! Contact again, same corner. Adrian De Silva's been hit by the number 69. Oh, and it's Jackie Wu. So Jackie Wu and Adrian De Silva, they've come together on the same corner they did yesterday. It ended Adrian De Silva's race as well. Let's get another look at it then. So John Shen is just really deep on the brakes, so locks up a little bit, runs deep, and then Jackie Wu tries to go for a gap. Wu Jai-sin has rejoined the race, which is great to see. He was in there as well. He actually profited a little from that exchange. So hopefully for Adrian De Silva, it won't be the same fate as yesterday, where suspension damage meant that we had to bring out the safety car and he had to be recovered. So still we go on. Lokai Low again opens up another second. He's 4.6 seconds in the lead. This is a dream Sunday morning here in Thailand for Lokai Low and for Toro Racing. Remember, the drivers score points for their dealer, for the dealer trophy. So Florian Latour for Maidong Racing, Lokai Low for Toro Racing, and Chris van der Drift for Team Shanghai Honda. So Van der Drift, this is a beautiful defensive drive here from Chris van der Drift, the Kiwi. And again into turn 3, Eric Kwong battling away with Li Chao, trying to make some moves into turn 3, because the brake pedal just goes quite long there as you're really asking so much of the car, slowing the car down from high velocity, and the brake can sometimes just go away from the driver a little bit as the 22 of Yang Ro U goes through on the Yang Ro U goes through there on Francis Chia to move up another position. Francis Chia running in the Pro-Am class, so that's not a move for position in class, but it is overall. So Yang Ro U in 11th, but still that means then that your AM leader is Yang Ro U. So Yang Ro U into the lead of AM. He's gone past Eric Kwong. And Florian Latour now going to try and go around the outside at the final corner, and Chris van der Drift runs into the paint now. Latour will have to be careful here. Latour will have to be very careful because he went right off the track, and Reid Harker got a penalty for taking position there as well, and Latour's all hung out to dry on the exit, and Reid Harker sees his opportunity. He's been a little bit balked there by Chris van der Drift, is Florian Latour, and now Reid Harker's getting a run. This is so thrilling. Down towards turn 3 they go then. This is the hot spot. Chris van der Drift is almost on the grass because he's covering the inside so much. Reid Harker's going to try and go around the outside. Van de Drift on the inside. Latour's going to try the outside line as well. Is there any way to get through? Van de Drift covers it off, and Latour's onto the tarmac again. He's almost on the grass. They make contact. Oh, wheel-to-wheel contact there between Chris Van de Drift and Florian Latour, but Latour needs to remember Reid Harker got a penalty yesterday for taking a spot on the tarmac, and they both go through. So Latour goes through and Reid Harker goes through. Well. So, for now, Florian Latour up into second position, Reid Harker into third, and Chris Van de Drift into fourth. So, remember, Van de Drift is running on older tyres. Florian Latour and the number 17 Reid Harker, they are on new tyres. They started on old ones yesterday. So, all the drivers get the same allocation. It's just how they want to apply that strategy. So, getting confirmation from on our time screen, car number 25, Juju Yao, is being investigated for driver behaviours. That's usually an incident with another car, so we'll keep a close watch on our notifications to see if anything comes of that. But Latour for now is into second position. Reid Harker is up onto the podium. Chris Van de Drift, he hung on for 7 laps, and meanwhile, Lo Kai Lo was clearing away at the front of the field. While all that excitement was going on, Lo Kai Lo is now into a lead of 6.3 seconds. This has not been a happy weekend in Thailand for Florian Latour, our championship leader. He finished 4th yesterday, starting from pole, and now in second. But I do wonder if the stewards will look at that, because you aren't permitted to pass out width of the track limits, and by my look that's exactly what happened there, but they are in charge, not me, so we'll keep a close watch on that one. Martin Ragginger now smelling blood here in the Porsche holding machine with a beautiful golden dragon down the side of it, and trying to make his move on the ailing Chris Van de Drift. He's just not got the tyre life to compete in the second half of this race. He'll be praying for a safety car here, a long one at that, to try and not fall back too much. You can see the difference in pace now for Florian Latour. Now that he's got a bit of clean air, he's now starting to put in some great sector times. He's just put in his personal best in sector 2 there as well, so already opening up a gap and laying down the pace that he's had underneath that car all along. Side by side, the number 16 car there of John Shen going past the 88 of Christian Chia. Surpassed for 18th position, 6th in the AM class. So your leader overall, Lo Kai Lo, by 5.9 seconds, has just dropped 0.4 of a second to Florian Latour, who set his personal best lap of the race. That's not a surprise with his first opportunity in clean air for Florian Latour. So, but the gap still sits at 5.9 seconds. Florian Latour will he'll just be urging the safety car to come out. He'll be really wanting to see that Frozenberry 718 Cayman to come out and bring the field back together. Lo Kai Lo, well, he'll be wanting the exact opposite. In the Pro-Am class, Joe P. Huang is in position at the moment to score a double victory here in Thailand. 1.5 seconds is the gap back to Bao Xin Long. And then in the AM class, Yang Ro U, who led all the way yesterday until having an issue on the final lap. He is your leader in AM, with Eric Kwong in the KD World Racing car in second at the moment. Oh, off goes the number 55 of Gao Yujie. So this could be a safety car. This could be the safety car that Florian Latour is waiting for. Gao Yujie is off the road in the Team Jebsen car. The hazard warning lights are on, and that car is going to need... Oh, well, the rear smoke pouring out the rear right corner of the car. So very interesting. I don't know if they'd previously been in contact, which caused the tyre to be damaged. But Gao Yujie is off the road, and I don't think he has drive, so we're bound to need the safety car here. Oh, poor old Gao Yujie. The hazard warning lights are going, the door pops open, and after 9 laps we might well see the safety car. Indeed we do. Oh, so with a 6.1 second lead, he just actually Lokai Low had actually just taken 2 more tenths back out of Florian Latour with both in clean air, but it's all going to mean nothing. Lokai Low is going to have to do it all over again. After 9 laps of running, Lokai Low's lead is destroyed. That is motor racing. It gives and it takes. Good luck, bad luck, and Florian Latour, he will be grinning in that number 11 Maidong racing car. He will be thinking, yes, thank you so much, because a safety car bunches the field all back together, and that 6-second lead now evaporates. So Florian Latour looked like his chance at a win was long gone after getting stuck behind Chris van der Drift. Well, the chance is right back in his grasp again. Reid Harker coming back to, this is his second weekend in the championship in 2023 for El Bamber Motorsport and Sime Darby Racing Team. He sits in third at the moment. He's got Van der Drift behind him, who is struggling with tyre life, tyre grip. So he's kind of got a little bit of a good. He's not going to be threatened too much from behind, and that then will give Reid Harker a good opportunity to look forward rather than back. So the Frozen Berry Porsche Cayman 718 comes out and will control the field and bring them to a safe speed for heading through that problem area where the number 55 machine of Gao Yujie will be recovered by the excellent circuit crew here at Chang International Circuit in Buriram. Well, you saw yesterday Adrian De Silva having to be recovered at turn number 3 after contact with Jackie Wu. So, and the team here at the circuit did an excellent job in getting that car cleaned up and got us back racing as quickly as possible. So the lights on the pace car behind the Porsche 718 Cayman. Wonderful car, mid-engine machine, a little bit different to the 911. 911, of course, traditionally a rear-engined car, as it has been since its inception 60 years ago. That beautiful bootsy Porsche design that is just so iconic around the world. But the mid-engine cars, the 718 Boxster and 718 Cayman, are just wonderful pieces of machinery. I had the privilege a few months ago to have a go in, funnily enough, a Frozen Berry 718 Cayman GT4 with the 4-litre flat 6 engine in the middle, and I had quite a fun day, I must say, charging around the country roads. So Lokai Low, as nice as that 718 Cayman is, Lokai Low really did not want to see that car today. Florian Latour did. So the field now controlled behind the pace car. This is going to reset the battle as well in Pro-Am, because we've got Zhou Bi Huang in the lead of that class, but right behind him Bao Jinlong, so it's a great opportunity for Bao Jinlong. Now Jackie Wu's come into the pit lane, his team having a look at the front left corner, because that was where he had a little bit of contact again with Adrian De Silva. So the team having a look, also a few Porsche technicians there as well. That's something that's always been a part of Porsche Motorsport and Porsche customer racing, is the support at the circuit. Nowadays there's such a choice of types of racing that you can go to, but Porsche really do lead the way with the support at the circuit, so teams can purchase the car that gets delivered from Flacht and Weissach, where the cars are built, and then sent out to all over the world to the individual race teams. But when they take the cars to the track, there is support here, Porsche technicians, but also parts supply as well. It's very important. And when we look at the on the GT3 side, we raced here a few months ago at Chang International Circuit and had 9 Porsche GT3Rs in the new 992 generation with several factory contracted drivers. This is the thing, Porsche have an elite force of they're kind of like, well, yeah, they're really the world's fastest customer service assistants, where they're dispatched around the world and race with customer teams. So if you're a Porsche customer team, you may be given a Porsche factory racing driver to help with your efforts in victory. The Porsche Motorsport department, really since day one of the company, since May 1948, motorsport has always been in the mind. Porsche went to Le Mans for the first time in 1951, and the winds have just flown ever since. So, safety car still out at the moment with 9 minutes and 36 seconds on the clock. Remember, we have a time certain race here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, either 17 laps or 30 minutes. If we can get to the 17 laps, that's what we'll do, but if we hit 30 minutes before, that's when the race will stop. No confirmation is yet on my timing screen if we are going back to racing just yet. So sometimes what the safety car driver will do will actually just back the pace off a little bit. If it's going to be the chance of getting back racing a lap earlier, the pace car will just bring the speed back a little bit and then wait for that. So safety car procedure is under investigation. That's quite normal. So race control, they watch everything, they see everything. They sit in a room with more televisions than an electronics store, and they have timing screens, they have data, they have everything where they can keep a watch on what is going. It's an incredibly, you would think it would be a very stressful environment. It really should be, given what's going on, but actually it's very calm. The people who work in race control do a super job in keeping a watching brief of everything, and they've got 21 cars to keep an eye on. Just imagine that. So the 718 Cayman pace car is going to go round for one more lap at least, while the circuit team go to work, and the drivers there weaving back and forward, furiously trying to maintain the tyre temperature that they had before the safety car came out. To try and now, Jackie Wu has gone back out onto circuit in the number 69 machine for Shanghai Pudong Woko 69 Racing, and hopefully that car will be driving as he wishes it to be, so he can get to the end of this race. Now, looking at the time, yeah, we're going to get a time certain race now with 5 laps. Ooh, or are we? Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be very close whether we can get home on the time or to complete the race in the amount of laps that we would like. So Lokai Lo will lead us back. The safety car will go in at the end of this lap, so we'll see the Porsche 718 Cayman speed up and allow the field to control themselves, and that will be up to Lokai Lo to control that speed at the front of the field, and then he has the prerogative of when to hit the loud pedal and go back to racing. He'll have Florian Latour right on his case. So here we go, folks. We are going to have a just under 7-minute dash to the flag here. Lokai Lo had a 6-second advantage before the safety car came out. That has been completely eroded. This is a second chance for Florian Latour. He didn't get a very good start, got stuck behind Chris van der Drift, who's struggling on older tyres, and this is now a brilliant opportunity for Florian Latour to pinch a win here at the last moment before we head to Sepang next time out in just 3 weeks' time. So Lokai Lo has now controlled the field, weaving back and forward. They're all bunched up behind him. Florian Latour trying to get his best possible position. Lokai Lo hits the loud pedal and opens up nearly 500 horsepower in these Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines already as they come down into the final corners. No overtaking, remember, before the start-finish line, and back to racing we go. Green flag in the air here in Thailand. 5 minutes and 54 seconds to go. Lokai Lo leads down into turn 1 with Florian Latour right on his engine cover, and Reid Harker a little bit of a steady getaway there. There's a few drivers making their way through the pack. That was Zhang You'u getting his elbows out, battling with one of the Pro-Am drivers. So down into turn 3 they go. Critical braking zone. Lokai Lo hits his spot perfectly. Florian Latour tries to stick up the nose up the inside, and whoa, doesn't quite do it. Has a little bit of a moment there. Does Florian Latour, trying to put the pressure on Lokai Lo. And in third, Reid Harker trying to get into the best rhythm possible in third there as well. Actually weaving back and forth on the straight a little bit. I think he must be struggling with tyre temperature. No such issue for our leading pair, Lokai Lo and Florian Latour. So it's the young Chinese star for Toro Racing, Lokai Lo, against the French single-seater racer, the former USF 2000 champion Florian Latour, the championship leader. and they are going to go head to head like we've seen them do several times this year across so many great circuits. We've been to Sepang, we've been to Carrera, and last time out, of course, in Suzuka. Really fantastic calendar here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Now Chris van der Drift is under a lot of pressure now from Martin Raginger for Porsche Holding, and van der Drift again covering off the inside line going into the final corner, and Raginger, whoa, big lock up behind, huge lock up, and that is car number 83 Hongxi Jie, so you've got to be careful not to flat spot the tyres. Very easy to do that. These Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines, they do have the option of ABS when they come out of the factory, but we do not use that here in Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. So if you just have that little bit too abrupt braking, it is easy to lock up a brake. So really a driver's car, you control that brake yourself. There's no anti-lock braking assistance. Whoa, big move there in the background, and that's the move for the Pro-Am lead. So change of position there, and Zhou Bi Huang has lost out there to Bao Jinlong in the Pro-Am class. So yes, Bao Jinlong in the 718 car, the red car, has gone past the grey and yellow machine of Zhou Bi Huang, and whoa, Chris van der Drift getting really up close and personal now with Reid Harker. This isn't in the form book. Reid Harker's got new tyres on, Chris van der Drift does not, but the three-time champion van der Drift, winner yesterday, trying to get past Reid Harker. Harker really struggling on this restart here, perhaps not quite able to get the tyre temperature that he desires, and he is under a lot of pressure from two Carrera Cup Asian veterans in Chris van der Drift and Martin Raginger. Both drivers know this championship so well, and Reid Harker definitely on his way up in his career, so he's really going to be put to the test here. So we are going to get a time certain race, 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go. Lo Kai Lo, well, Florian Latour, he tried his best to try and make a move on the young Chinese driver, but 1.4 seconds is the gap at the front of the field. So Lo Kai Lo is able to repeat that pace he showed earlier in the race. He really has been supreme this morning here at the Chang International Circuit in Buriram in Thailand. Now, our pro drivers who are scuffling over the podium right now, Reid Harker holding on to that last spot, or is he? He leaves the door wide open. Chris van der Drift stuffs it up the inside as well. They give each other good racing respect there, good racing room. That's brilliant stuff from both Harker and Chris van der Drift. They go up for the who's going to back out here, going into the very fast turn 4. Harker, oh, they almost touch going into the fast left-hander there, and Harker hangs on for now. This is a really brilliant stuff. Really brave drive here from Harker, trying to hold off Van der Drift, yesterday's winner. And Martin Raginger's watching all this going, I might be able to profit from this little Kiwi scuffle in front of me. And behind, well, the Pro-Am battle, they're in their own race. The Pro-Am battle, they're in 6th and 7th overall, and it's Bao Jinlong who holds the lead for now. Bao Jinlong led the Pro-Am class for most of the race yesterday, lost it on the final corner after having a little issue. His team have worked till late into the night to get the car going, and what a way it would be to repay the crew for Bao Jinlong to get a Pro-Am win here as well. On the brakes, massive lock-up for Reid Harker on the front left, and he's going to lose 1, 2, 3 positions here, maybe even 4. Oh, Reid Harker, massive lock-up on the front left there, just push the brake down, and just a little bit too much brake pressure, lock the tyre up under pressure. And that is on the penultimate lap, because we are now on to the last lap. So Reid Harker was in a podium position and he's lost a spot. Meanwhile, in the AM class, it's all kicking off. Rang Yo U, he's away into the lead, but meanwhile, Eric Hong, he's trying to hold off some Pro-Am drivers there. So, wide for Bao Jinlong, our Pro-Am leader, and is he going to get overtaken here by Zhou Bi Huang? Oh, there's another driver off at turn 3. That's one of our AM drivers going to rejoin as well, just in front of Adrian De Silva. So goodness me, it's all kicking off here in the last lap of round 8 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia for 2023. And a little bit deep there So Bao Jinlong looks like he's going to hang on for that Pro-Am victory. He's got past Reid Harker, and that's given him a little bit of a buffer to his rival Joby Huang in the Pro-Am class. But at the front of the field, this has been a masterclass from Lo Kai Lo. He opened up a 6-second gap. He had it completely destroyed by the safety car, and he has got straight back into the rhythm. He flashes the lights. Oh, crash! Eric Kwong, and he's right on the exit of one of the final corners there, so it's all kicking off, but it's going to be Lo Kai Lo who wins here in Thailand. Florian Latour comes home in second, and then in third place, what a performance from Chris van der Drift. Oh, it's all kicking off in that final corner. This Eric Zhang's getting in a little bit of an altercation with someone there. So, oh dear me. So Lo Kai Lo, your winner from Florian Latour, and then it's Chris van der Drift. That is quite a fight from van der Drift to get himself on the podium on the older tyres. Martin Ragic comes home in fourth, and Bao Jinlong did hang on to the Pro-Am victory in fifth position. Joby Huang came home 7th overall, second in class. So Yang Ro-U on his way to an AM win, and meanwhile Eric Kwong gets together. I'm trying to pick the number on that car, but it was definitely Eric Kwong in the Kiddie World Racing car. Oh my goodness. What a finish to that race. There's always drama at that final corner here at Chang International Circuit. It's designed as such. Very, very tight right-hander where you can just set the run up. There's a couple of fast corners before where you can set that run up down into the final corner. Well, Porsche Carrera Cup Asia never disappoints. And I tell you, Lo Kai Lo, he did not disappoint today. Car number 99 for Toro Racing, back to the top step of the podium, and the championship lead closes down just a little bit, and we've still got 3 race meetings to go, 6 races left here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. This championship is going to go right down to the wire. Bao Jinlong, what a result for him. For Zhengtong Auto, the team had to work deep into the night to get the car prepared for today, and he's repaid them in the best possible way with a victory in class and 5th overall. That is, Bao Jinlong's performances have been very impressive overall as well. In the AM class, well, Yang Ro-U, also his crew working into the night to get the car prepared for today. So again, a great way to repay them. The team rush over towards our race winner, Lo Kai Lo. For me, that was his performance of the season so far. I mean, to pull a gap that big out of someone of Florian Latour's caliber is mighty, mighty impressive. And now Florian Latour is just going over to... I thought he was going over to have a quick chat with Chris van der Drift there, because they were really battling hard, but no, he's just walked away there. So Steve Dawson is down on the grid as well, poised with the microphone to hear from some of our drivers. And Lo Kai Lo actually, he's just making a casual trip towards our holding area. His Toro Racing machine. Brilliant stuff from the Toro Racing star. The team open the door, take away the safety equipment, and Lo Kai Lo, he's happy with that one, up on the roof. Big smiles at Toro Racing. They've been a fantastic force this week, this weekend, and this season of Toro Racing. And that was a masterclass from Lo Kai Lo. Despite the safety car, it didn't make a difference. Lo Kai Lo, your winner then by 2.2 seconds from Florian Latour. Then it's Chris van der Drift. What a performance to hang on there for the Team Shanghai Honda driver on older tyres. Martin Raginger, ever consistent there in 4th, and your Pro-Am winner Bao Jinlong in 5th. Then in 6th was Reid Harker and Joby Huang 2nd in Pro-Am, and 8th Eric Zhang from the back of the field. That's a fantastic drive. Hong Si-jae in 9th. And in 10th was Yang Ro-U. So Steve Dawson is down there in the holding area with our race winner, Lo Kai Lo.
our winner. What a great drive. How much of a part did the tyres play today?
Yeah, we have new tires today, and the car is amazing actually. And our team did a good job last night, and my car is amazing today. I have a so huge. The car is amazing, and my pace is super good, and yeah, I win it.
At one point, before the safety car, the gap between you and the man in second place was almost 7 seconds. Were you concerned when the safety car came out that you might lose something?
No, actually, because I saved a tire when I was driving in the first part, and actually in the last few laps, I have enough tires to push. Yeah, I control the race,
3 rounds left, or 3 weekends left in the Drivers' Championship. You're very well placed now. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it feels good. After Suzuka, yeah, we are back.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
He is back, low, and even for a young man, that is a very mature attitude. He was clearing away at the front of the field, but still saving tyres. Wow, pulling out a 7-second advantage while saving tyres, and whilst Florian Latour was stuck behind Chris van der Drift. Well, our Pro-Am winner, Bao Jinlong, what a journey it's been for him after losing a win on the final corner yesterday and bouncing back to a victory today. Let's get down to Steve Dawson, who is with the man himself, Bao Jinlong.
Car number 718, Bao Jinlong, is our winner in the Pro-Am class. You look hot, you look tired. How was it out there?
Yes, the race is not easy. At the beginning, for the start, I have some trouble with my clutch, so it's moving. When before the start, I should stop, and so I'm slowly about the start. But I'm lucky I didn't lose the position.
Yeah, the car's been tricky all weekend, hasn't it?
Yes, sure. Yesterday in the race, I have some trouble and I lose the first position. But today,
the battle between you and Zhou Bihuang is very exciting. Are you enjoying it?
Yes, sure. Yeah, that's for why I'm here.
Enjoy the champagne.
Thank you.
So a little bit of clutch issues there for Bao Jinlong. Interesting stuff, and just makes that impressive performance even more so. Well, in the AM class, it was redemption as well for Rang Yo U, who managed to get victory after disappointment yesterday on the final lap. I'm really looking forward to hearing what Yang Ro U has to say, and Steve is down with him now.
Yang Royu, our winner in the amateur class. Again, you look tired. It must be very tough up there. Hot today.
今天天气很热，对吧？
中文英文。
中文。
Yeah, it's another tough game today. After the engine failure yesterday, so I'm really happy to get this result.
How much work was done on the car overnight?
No. For honestly, the car was not really great because we don't have too much time to fix the car. So I have no steering support. And we changed a new clutch yesterday night, so I didn't adapt the new clutch. That's why I didn't start. Yeah, it's tough.
Kuala Lumpur next. Are you optimistic? Looking forward to the next weekend?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Sepang. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, Yang Ro U absolutely exhausted after that. If I understood correctly, a power steering issue there as well, if I understood, and a new clutch to get used to. Wow, what a performance. What talent we have here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. It's such a thrill to watch these drivers do their thing in all of the classes, in Pro, Pro-Am and Am. Fantastic stuff. It was a fantastic race, and let's take a look at the highlights. So Florian Latour started from pole, and this was deja vu from yesterday. Wheel spin off the line, and Low Kai Low hooked and went and got the run into turn one. Meanwhile, Reid Harker, the two Kiwis, also picking Florian Latour's pocket into turn one as the rest shuffled for position further back. Low Kai Low took that clear view on the run down to turn three and just scampered into the distance. Meanwhile, Chris van der Drift tried with everything he had to defend from Florian Latour and held him at bay for 6 laps. Meanwhile, several drivers finding turn 3 a little bit difficult as Jackie Wu and Adrian De Silva get together at the same corner for the second time in 2 days. Van der Drift held every inside line possible, but Latour eventually got the move done with a move around the outside. Controversial, it must be said. And Latour went through, as did Reid Harker. He took his opportunity to nip past Chris van der Drift. But van der Drift wasn't finished. He wanted to spray the champagne again, and he fought on. But the turning point of the race was the luckless Gao Yujie, car number 55, off the road, which required the intervention of the 718 Porsche pace car. And just before that, whoa, we saw Chris van der Drift battling away with Reid Harker. And then as the pace car pulled away, that battle continued. Fortunately, on the final lap, it all went wrong for Eric Kwong, who was in a podium position, and the drivers behind did an amazing job to avoid. But really, the day was all about Lo Kai Lo, his most dominant performance of the season, and another win, closing that championship gap. Game on at the front of the field in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. So the drivers making their way up towards the podium with their job done for the weekend here in Thailand. They'll get to spray the champagne and enjoy themselves with the job done. And Sammy is down on the podium with our podium drivers. Let's get down there.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the podium presentation for round 8 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 in Buriram. Now, let's invite the winners of round 8 for the M class. On the 3rd place, we have driver number 61, Adrian De Silva from EBM Giga Racing. Let's give him a big round of applause. And on 2nd place, number 5, Wu Jiaxin from Sime Racing. And the winner for M class, we have driver number 22, Yang Ruoyu from BD Group. Allow me to invite the award presenter, who is the Managing Director of Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, Mr. Alexandre Gimo, to present the winner trophy. And now the 2nd place trophy. And the 3rd place trophy. And now may I invite Mr. Alex to join our winners of M class on stage for a group photo. Big smiles. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for some champagne time!
Well, our AM drivers there, they have deserved their spray of the champagne. They need a bit of refreshment. Rang Yo-U looks absolutely exhausted after wrestling with a car not quite to his liking today. So, Yang Ro-U, yeah, looking completely exhausted there. No wonder after half an hour wrestling with these beasts of a racing machine, these Porsche 992 GT3 Cups. But of course, we have 3 races in one here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, with Pro-Am, Am, and Pro in the field. So we've had our Am podium. So next up should be our Pro-Ams, which was won by Baojin Long, and second Zhou Bi Huang and Eric Zhang. Now, one of the drives of the day, from the very back of the field, Eric Zhang got all the way through to 3rd in class, 8th overall. So for Toro Racing, they can definitely leave Thailand with a big, big smile, with, of course, their second car, Lo Kai Lo, winning the race overall. So 2 podiums there. Let's get down to it.
On the 3rd place, we have driver number 77, Eric Zhang from Toro Racing. And on 2nd place, we have driver number 2, winner for Pro-Am class, we have driver number 718, Bao Jinlong from Zhengtong Auto. And now I would like to invite the award presenter, who is the Senior Manager of One Mix Series, Ms. Moya Chi, to present the winner trophy. All right, let's take a group photo together. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Miss Moya. And now we will leave it to our winner of the Pro-Am class for the champagne.
So our Pro-Am drivers, they were a little bit quick on the draw there. They're all taking their champagne corks off halfway through the podium ceremony. Brilliant stuff from our Pro-Am drivers. They also wanted to save the majority of the champagne to share it with the crew as well. Very thoughtful from them. And Boya Chi, our senior manager, she made sure she's seen that podium before. She wanted to make sure she was off as quickly as possible to not get soaked by the Pro-Am drivers with their champagne. Well, the final podium, best for last, the pro drivers and the overall podium with Lo Kai Lo on the top step, Florian Latour in second, and Chris van der Drift. What a gritty drive that was to get the car on the podium for the second time in these two races.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us invite the winners of Round 8 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 for the overall class. On third place, we have driver number 8, Chris van der Drift from Team Shanghai Yongda. And on second place, we have driver number 11, Florian Latour from Meidong Racing. And of course, the winner of the overall class goes to driver number 99, Lo Kai Lo from Toro Racing. And congratulations to the dealer trophy winner, Toro Racing. And now I would like to invite Mr. Ben Ma, the Director of Motorsports Michelin Asia Pacific, to present the winner trophy. And the second place trophy. The third place trophy. And the dealer trophy. Now I would like to invite Mr. Ben Ma to join our winners of the overall class for a group photo. All right, big smiles, 1, 2, 3. Once again, a big round of applause to congratulate our overall class winners. Thank you so much, Mr. Ben Ma. And let's get ready for some champagne shower.
So Lo Kai Lo closes up the gap at the front of the field. This is definitely a rival between Kai Lo and Florian Latour. And Chris van der Drift, he's wanting to get himself in the championship conversation as well. Not too many pleasantries exchanged there between our three drivers, and well, who could blame them? They're in the middle of a fierce battle for the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia for 2023, with Chris van der Drift looking for an ultimate 4th title. We go to Sepang in just 3 weeks' time. Join us there, join the coverage, and we will be looking forward to that one. Goodbye.
Lights on. It's time again. "20 years. We create dream cars, generation after generation. We push ourselves beyond all limits. We take victories and write history.
What a great championship.
Together, we go even further. Are you ready? Bring it home. It's dreams that have fueled us across 2 decades. It's dreams that have inspired us, empowered us, and driven us to the next level. This is Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, driven by dreams. 2023 starts now.